Philip, how are you today?
Hey, Dan. Doing well, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Since I picked you guys to go to the Super Bowl, I got a little nervous first week against Kansas City. Granted, it was a win against Buffalo. It'd mean a whole lot more for my prediction if you can beat the Rams. Can you take care of that?
It's a long season. It's a long season, Dan. So your prediction still got a chance for a long way, regardless of what happened week one or this week. But yeah, no, it's an exciting week playing the Rams. Kind of what's now become the crosstown rival, I guess. And so they're a heck of a team. Obviously, the shutout yesterday, and they had a big win against Oakland in the opener. So it'll be a heck of a challenge. But it was big to get our first win yesterday against Buffalo, and we'll have a good week preparation to be ready to go.
Did you know Vontae Davis retired at halftime?
I did not know until after the game. I did not know. I did not know what happened. I noticed he wasn't out there anymore, but I didn't know. I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah, because I don't know. As a quarterback, are you aware of who's playing the positions? Certainly, a cornerback. From play to play, are you keeping an eye on who is in and who's not?
Well, I mean, not maybe not so much play to play, but yeah. Then all of a sudden you notice, hey, 30's in at corner, and 20's playing the nickel. Their nickel gains went out early in the first quarter with an injury, so you kind of you know who's where. Sometimes it's because of things you want to run on certain guys, and other times it's just so you can identify who's who and who's playing what. But I did not know that until post game in the locker room. It was definitely a lot of chatter about it in the locker room.
Well, this is a guy who's been around 10 years, and then all of a sudden he says, "I'm going to." I call it quitting. I don't think that's retiring. You can't wait and play a second half against you guys. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to make light of it or in any way try to test his character and his reasoning whatsoever. Obviously, he's been in this league a long time, but that was certainly a first for me. On the light side of it, I did get a few texts from my buddies saying, "Man, Lee, y'all made a guy retire in the first half," So the guys that did make light of it, but no, I know I'm sure it's a serious decision for him. He put out a big statement, so yeah, it's obviously something that he feels convicted about.
What did you tell Josh Allen after the game?
I was able to meet Josh last year, spend kind of a whole day with him and kind of in the classroom, and they were out here in Orange County and have the same agent. So we don't have a great friendship or anything, but I did know him a little bit prior to. So I really just told him, "Hey, Josh, this is your first start of a long career, and you're going to get better every game. Just stay with it." There's going to be some ups and downs at the quarterback position. There still is, and I'm 200 games in, and all of us are. There always will be, but I think he's got the right approach, and he's got the passion for the game. He certainly has the physical talent.
He's Philip Rivers, Chargers quarterback. Got the Rams coming up next Sunday at the Rams. What was your first start like? What do you remember from that?
We played in Oakland. It was my third year, so I'd been there. I'd been there 2 years with Drew. Doug Flutie was a part of that quarterback group my rookie year. But so my first start was in Oakland on the second game of a doubleheader on that Monday night in Oakland, much like Oakland started with last week. And we threw the ball 11 times. I was 8 for 11 for 100 yards and a touchdown to Antonio Gates, and he still laughs that day because I threw him a touchdown, and I was all excited. This is my first start. We're winning 27-0. And I remember grabbing him saying, "Hey, that's going to be the first of many." And he was like, "Get off of me." We're going to throw it 11 times now that we got you playing. Little did we know, though, there was going to be 80-something more between he and I. So I certainly remember that first one. I got a big hit from Warren Sapp. I mean, it was a memorable night for sure.
Your throwing motion, I'm curious if that would be changed now if you were coming out of college. Would they try to alter that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I remember my first year at NC State. Norm Chow gets hired, and he asked if I was injured, something matter. I said, "No, it's just the way I throw it." And he sent the tape to Mike Holmgren, and Holmgren said, "Hey, if he's accurate and gets it out quick," and I wouldn't fool with it. So he didn't. And then I remember as it got closer, I think I just thankfully had 4 years of college football. So even when I got to the NFL, it wasn't. We tweaked some things. I used to drop the ball down a heck of a lot lower just from my release, before I even threw it. So we cleaned up some things in my first couple of years in the league. But as far as the actual throwing motion, they've left it alone. And what's ironic, what's crazy, Dan, is my oldest son now is 10, and he throws it exactly the same way. I mean, exactly. And I remember he was about 7 or 8. I was like, hey, Gunner, you can pick that ball up a little bit higher now. And he's like, well, that's just how you do it. Like, all right. I guess we're going to roll with it.
How far can Gunner throw it at 10?
He can throw it pretty good now. I'm biased. I'm biased, but he's very much exactly how I was at that age, but even further advanced from a football standpoint. I mean, we didn't have flag football growing up, and I didn't play tackle until I was a 7th grader. But this flag football now is unbelievable what it can do for a young quarterback or skill player as far as understanding windows and reading this guy and throwing a curl flat. I mean, at 10 years old, I didn't know what a curl flat was. I mean, and so he's all into that, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy being able to coach him and do some of that in the spring. And I have one other son that's 6. He's just now getting into it, so it's been a lot of fun kind of seeing him get involved in the flag football deal.
Did Alabama recruit you?
Alabama did not. They didn't take a quarterback that year. I don't know if you remember the name, Tyler Watts, Andrew Zhao. They were splitting time as redshirt freshmen, and then Brody Kroll was just a couple years behind me, and he had already committed to Bama. So they didn't take one that year. And Auburn had already had a commit from Jason Campbell, which that worked out great. They went undefeated with Jason Campbell that one year. I can't remember what year it was when he was there. And they did offer me, though, Auburn did, but they hinted that I was going to be a tight end. Dan, can you imagine me playing tight end? I would have been coaching high school football about 15 years ago.
You could have taught Gates something about playing the position.
Yeah, I'd have been tough and scrappy, but I would have been 4 years in college and done.
Oh my God! So here's a Hall of Fame quarterback, and somebody wanted to make you into a tight end.
Here's what's funny is Noel Mazzoni was the coordinator there, Tommy Tuberville, and we have a little place down in Florida now, and it's right next to Tommy Tuberville's place. And so he and I always laugh about that. And then Noel Mazzoni, who was the coordinator there, ended up being the coordinator at NC State my senior year. And I was his quarterback my senior year. So it's kind of funny how kind of still all connected, even going back to those recruiting days.
We were trying to bet on how many kids you have now. I went with 8. My guys were.
You're on it.
You got 8?
You nailed it.
Are you done?
Nailed it. Six girls and 2 boys. No, heck no. Hope not.
Well, I should talk to your wife. Does your wife know that you want to have more?
Oh yeah, she's all in. We're
6 girls.
She's 6 girls. But I tell you what, the 3 oldest are girls, and now they're 16, 13, and 12. So we have a lot of little mamas in the house helping out. But it's awesome.
Do they think you're stupid though?
No. Well, sometimes, just in general, like Dad. Yeah. But it's awesome. There's always a lot of action at the house, as you can imagine. But it's curious.
Any boys come over yet?
I'm sorry?
Any boys come over yet with your 16-year-old daughter?
No.
No dating?
Not yet. Not yet, no. Everything's good so far. The funny thing is I married my wife. I mean, we got married when I was 19, and my wife was 18. So it's a little bit kind of going, gosh, my wife's Tiffany. Tiff, can you imagine? Like, Hallie's 2 years, you were married, and we had Hallie when you were 19. I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, but no, I think I don't see that. I don't see her going the exact same path as far as age, unless she shows up in a hurry, and I'm hoping not.
You know what I would do? I would have Bosa. I would hire Bosa to just stand there shirtless when a boy comes over to take her to a dance. Just, you got to get the message out early to, so the boys, so they'll pass it on here.
Yeah, they would definitely be more intimidating than me answering the door. I just send Bosa and Ingram answer the door together.
Ooh.
They could be in good shape.
I like that. Your longest career run, do you know how long it is?
I don't know. I want to say. Well, I had one called back. I had like a 14-yard touchdown run called back against Buffalo, actually, years ago, 2012 maybe, 11 or 12.
Paulie,
I'd say I had a 15-yard run.
Paulie, what's the longest run by Phillip?
I got a couple 15-yard runs and an 18-yard run.
Whoa!
18-yard run. That was back when I was fast.
How many quarterbacks do you think you could beat in the 40? Could you get Brady?
Not many. I think Brady and Eli. It would be there would be some pulling and tackling and tripping. The three of us is competitive. It would be a fighting and scrapping for a 5 flat. One of us would edge out the other, but it wouldn't come with any without any pulling and scrapping and cheating for sure.
Well, I hope you can outrun Aaron Donald this weekend.
Yeah, I can't outrun him or Sue, but I hope we'll get it out before they get back there. And it's a heck of a defense now. Those 2 Pro Bowl corners and those inside guys, and I don't want to slight the rest of that defense. You go shut out a team in the NFL, and it's you got a heck of a defense, and obviously McVay and that offense is high powered as well. So it'll be a heck of a challenge, but we'll be there. We'll be there at 1:00 on Sunday. That's for sure.
All right, just remember, Phil. When you win, I win. When you lose, I lose. So just so you know.
I got you.
Okay.
That's a little added. That'll be my last thought as I come out of the tunnel to Coliseum this Sunday.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate your time, Phillip.
All right, Dan.
That's Phillip Rivers. Oh, yeah, a lot of fun there. All right. I don't know if his wife knows that he's got 8. I'm going to guess that they probably just got, maybe they just want to get 11 on offense here, or 11 on defense. Yes, Eaton.
That's crazy, though, about how, he got married at 19 and 18 and his daughter's 16. Man, that's a mind blower.
Yeah.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.